Hello, everybody. Welcome and thank you again for joining me. As always, I appreciate you so much. I Today is the last day of this series that we're doing on the Creative Recruiting Bootcamp. I really hope that each of you have found value in this series. Let me know what you guys think and if you would like to see it again, other content you would like to learn more about. I would love just any of the suggestions and things that you would like to know more about. Again, my name is Evelyn Knight. I am the host of the Child Care Business Coach podcast and the founder and CEO of Child Care Business Professionals, which is the company that's bringing all of this to you. I created that company just to bring to the ECE world more relevant information to help us run more successful companies. My passion for ECE has just made it so that I want to help owners out there more just avoid the pitfalls that I have myself experienced and just avoid. I know the heartache. I mean, it gets so lonely out there, you guys. I get it. I've been there. I've done that. I understand. 100% understand. Let me know as you jump in. I love the interaction. I love seeing you guys. So, hey, say hello as you jump in. I am having my Zoom or my StreamYard is not showing me who you guys are right now. So, I'm going to jump in to my Facebook so I can see you guys really quick and see who's on there. I love the interaction. It gets lonely in here in my little shed office on the side of the camera. So today we have something special for you guys. We have a couple of our members coming on to let you know what their experience has been like with you and with us here. So I am going to be bringing them on. Let's see, Lisa, hello, how are you? And hello, Doll and Lisbeth. Hi, Lisa. Thank you for putting your name in there, Lisa. It helps me so much. Otherwise, what I see is just Facebook user. So thank you. Let's see. And I'm sorry. I do apologize, you guys. I'm checking my phone, but the people who are going to be joining me today, it works. Enter in a few minutes. Okay, perfect. They're just letting me know that they are coming. So I just want to be mindful of them and their time and making sure that they are getting through okay. So I do apologize for looking down at my phone to make sure this is happening. Want to be mindful of them though. So let's see. And I know you guys are on a little bit of a delay from what I'm saying, but I will just wait to let a lot of you guys enter. If you guys have any questions while you're entering, just please let me know. I'd be happy to answer questions about what we went over last week or anything in general while we're coming in. I also want to remind you guys that today is the last day to enter as one of my clients at the price of $297 a month. The price is going up pretty significantly. After today, the price is going to be $497 a month. So we are raising it. We have a lot more to offer, which is why the price is going up. My current members and those of you who have joined me, we just did an orientation really quick with a few of you guys just to show you what you get. So let me just tell you what you get out of the membership first. Every Monday, of course, we do our Mindset Monday training for everybody. On Tuesdays, we basically do an open office hours with me. And if you watch the live video we did the other day of the Zoom, that's pretty much what my open office hours looks like, where I'm just live and available to you. So if you want to work with me on a regular basis and you want to have access to actually getting to be able to talk with me and work through your problems, work through employee issues, join our membership. That is where every Tuesday at 9 a.m. I log into Zoom. You get a link as my member. You can hop on and we just talk and work through your problems. I was telling my other new members right now that I have such an amazing group of people in our membership. We seem to attract very high level members and just owners and directors out there who really just want the best for their center and really want to go next level. Some of these owners they amaze me and I feel like I can learn so much. Like Elizabeth, you're on here. You're one of my owners that sometimes I'm just like, I can learn so much from you as an owner. Well, during our office hours, you get this think tank of owners. It's not just me. You get these amazing other people in there who just know so much. And when we come together and we really just brainstorm together. You get this collaborative that is just priceless. So that happens every Tuesday. During office hours, you get that one-on-one help from me. You also get help from my team. We have experts on the classrooms. We have HR advice for you guys. You also get weekly trainings every Thursday. Yes, I love collaboration too, Elizabeth. It's great. But every Thursdays, I do a live training at 9 a.m. Right now, we're doing a leadership series. If you're an owner, your directors are welcome. So one of the things I'll let you guys know as well is when you join Childcare Business Professionals, I consider your team my member. It is your center that is joining, not just you. So if you're an owner and you need a director who is trained, your director comes into the membership as well, and they can either watch the pre-recorded trainings or they can go through the trainings live with us. Every training I've done is recorded and available to you. All my resources that I create are available to you guys. Anything I put out into the world is there for my members. I just make it totally available for my members. We, on top of the Monday training, the Mindset Mondays that we do on the office hours, the live training on Thursdays, we also have additional bonus trainings every month. We'll have a financial literacy training and a behavior management or classroom management training every month. So those are two additional perks that we do monthly. Coming up next year, we have a whole new website coming out that's going to just give you everything in a very organized fashion. We're just really, really cool website that's being redesigned, completely redone. I'm really excited about it. It's just going to be the next level for you guys. So make sure that you join today. Today is the last day that you're going to get it at this price. You guys will never see it. And I'm sure by June of next year, it's going to be more like $1,000 a month. So my members who signed up right now are paying $297 a month, and I'm sure by June, with everything we're adding and just taking this membership to the next level, I want this to be a one-stop shop for childcare centers. So you will be able to get everything you need from us. And as my vision progresses, and as we get bigger and bigger and bigger, that means I'm bringing more people in. That means that you're going to have to outsource a lot less. But that also means that I have to pay more people, so the membership is going to become more expensive. So get in while it's still cheap. Then you could be one of those people who, when other people are coming, it's like, my goodness, I'm so glad I got it at this price. I can tell you with my coaching company that I'm with right now, her prices have over tripled. And I'm just kind of like, I am never leaving this, because what I'm paying, I'm not going to say what I pay monthly now, but people are now paying about 2 years later, almost $5,000 a month for what I got in at a fraction of that price. So I am actually going to bring my first member in that's going to talk to you guys. Okay, Heather. Let's see.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I know today I'm actually going to be meeting with you in person later. I'm so excited.
Yes,
we get
me
to
too.
I know. I love doing this stuff here. So Heather is one of my newer members. She's been only about 2 months that you've been with me now?
Yeah, probably like 2.5 months.
Yeah. And I'm actually helping Heather, and we're working on expanding her program right now. So when I first started working with you, you weren't sure which direction to go in, right?
Right.
And
Yes.
that's where I've been just helping you kind of navigate. And today I'm actually going to see Heather, and we're going to go look at a couple options she has. So I'm actually really working hands-on with Heather to figure out what kind of options she has and where she needs to go from here. So can you tell everybody out there what your experience has been with working with my membership program?
Yeah, well, so I started watching your Mindset Mondays, and then I was like, this is something I want to, I need help with. And we had I watched Angie's live, and I just found that I needed a new center to be able to pay staff more and, to offer more. And I just started like rolling down this hill in negativity. Like I'm not going to be able to get staff. A new center opened up, a big center. And, those new centers are, like you said, the shiny penny. So I
Yes.
was like, oh my gosh, I called Evelyn. I was like, I'm going to lose all my kids, and, they're going to start going to this new center. They're paying their staff more than what I'm paying, so why are my staff going to stay here? And so I just started, you know, becoming negative. And after speaking with Evelyn, and you know, she was like, what put you in a category one? What does your center have to offer? And um, you know, that they don't, and you're not looking at that. And I was like, you're right. So I'd started looking at that, and we started expanding. And that's originally why I had reached out to Evelyn, but I've gotten so much more than you know, just expanding. I've been able to help my employees. Yesterday I hopped on to the office hours, and I had a little bit of an issue with a new hire and the assistant director, and I was able to you know, I feel like you always kind of know what you want to do, but it's nice to have that
Mhm.
gratification. And like um especially in the office hours, because you get a lot of other people's input on
Yeah.
how you should handle a situation. And um forms. I feel like after I've joined, I've gotten so much information that you know, I didn't even plan on getting.
Right. You don't know what you need until you actually see it. And it's just like that aha, right? That you're like, oh my,
Right,
I didn't, this has been a problem, but I really didn't even realize that this solution existed, right?
right.
There's so much more than you even realize you needed.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been wonderful. And just, you know, before my number one goal was expanding, being able to.
Let's see. You know what? We can't hear you for some reason. I'm not sure what happened there. Can you guys let me know in the comment? Can you guys hear Heather? Is it just me? I'm not sure if we lost. While we wait for Heather's feed to come back, um, Heather, I'm going to try to remove you and add you back in. Let's see. While we wait for Heather's feed to come back, I'll let you guys. I just want to talk about. No, we can't. Okay, thank you. I'm going to let you guys know a little bit about what we were working with Heather a little bit on. And
Sorry.
oh, no, you're good. So I wanted to touch a little bit on what you were talking about with the other center. How when I first met with you, you were just so scared of this other center coming in. And because you're a normal traditional type of center, and then you had one of these mega centers built literally 2 blocks from your center. And it's terrifying. And I know I told you, like, I know it's scary. Been there, done that. I had the little normal type of center. The mega center came into, just very close to my center. And I was telling you the story about how now here I am 12 years later and I own that center. I own the
Right.
mega center that came in but I felt the same way as you did. So just that scared, like, this is a beautiful building. And, so yeah, those are the kind of things that, like, I knew, like, we can work you through this. We just have to help you see where you shine and really hone in on that.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Tell us, is there anything specific that you've implemented since you've learned, been with me, or just something that you've really changed that has made a big difference and impacted uh, you as an owner?
So one of the things that I was watching, you know, that I've gotten from your videos is put the children first. Are you putting the children first? And so I started before I would have staff meetings, and I would just, you know, write down like pick up the trash, do this, do this. Since then, we had a staff meeting, and I had talked to the staff, and you know, about putting the kids first. And um, you know, if you were a child, would you be happy with your classroom? What are things that you think we could change in your classroom? You know, and just letting them speak, um, you know, of things that they want to do and things they would like to see implementing or us implementing, you know. So that's one of the things that we have started on. And I think that, like, we had a teacher before who uh, I was considering letting go because I didn't notice her playing with the staff, or she would kind of be on her cell phone. And after I had that staff meeting, now when I go and do the observation, she's on the floor, she's playing with the kids. She's rearranging her classroom. She's making a wish list for her classroom. Um, so I think just them seeing me make this change, they're
Yeah.
following suit.
Yes. Yes. And it's amazing how much of our staff behavior that we get upset about actually stems from us and our attitude and our
Right.
behaviors. But, and that brings me to another point where you mentioned Angie. Angie is one of the newest coaches that is working on our team. And she basically helps work on mindset because I realized that the power, if your mind isn't where it needs to be, if we're mentally not in the right place, it really just affects the entire center. And I know you messaged me after your first meeting with Angie and was just saying, like, it was just so helpful. So tell us a little bit about
Yes.
that experience on having that mindset coach to really help you kind of get out of that mental funk that we all get trapped in sometimes.
Well, so when I talked to Angie, that's what I was saying. I was like, I feel like, I'm turning everything in about my center negative. We're too small. We can't do this. We can't do this. We can't do this. And so she was like, try and turn some of those things into positives. Like having a small center is a positive.
Yeah. Oh,
Um, and I also had a staff member that I kind of was having issues with, and I told her I didn't know how to handle the situation. And I actually messaged you over Thanksgiving too, and I was like, how do I fire someone?
mhm.
you know,
Yes.
and and I just so happened to meet with Angie on Monday, and she was like, well, do you think firing her is the right way, or should we work on this? And she was like, she put a plan together, an action plan, so that I can start working on things and, just negative things that I see, and how to change that into a positive and, start focusing on more of the positive rather than just rolling down this hill.
Yeah. Because it just gets, when you're by yourself as an owner, it gets lonely and you get so focused on the problems and it's like you don't have anyone else to bounce this stuff off of, right? And so just having other seasoned owners a lot of times, and Angie actually was one of my clients. She went through my program and I've seen such a huge transformation in her. I basically said, hey, you got to start coaching with me now, because she went through my entire program and just completely transformed. So when you have that person who's been through it and comes alongside you, it just alleviates a lot of that pressure and stress, don't you think? Where you have someone you
Yes.
can go to.
Yeah, because it's something she's like, I've been there, I've done this, I've done the same thing where I was just focusing on the negative, and this is how I changed it. So it's kind of a thing where, you're like, if she can do this, I can too. This
Mhm.
isn't, and I am talking to you too, because before, I mean, I'm owner, director,
Yes.
going to school full time, and I have 5 children, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this
You
is
can't do
so
it.
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you were like, you need to hire an assistant, like an assistant director. And so since then, I hired assistant director, and I'm putting some of my off my plate onto her.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's helped me all around.
Yes. I know as owners, we often get so scared to hire because we just see the money. We just see like it's going to cost me
Right.
so much, I can't afford it. But what we don't understand a lot of times is by not hiring, you're actually costing yourself money, because for two reasons. First of all, I tell my members all the time, you need to think of yourself as $100 an hour employee. If you're doing tasks that are worth less than $100 an hour, you're wasting your money. Your time and energy needs to go into those things that are actually producing your income. And when you're showing up as a better version of you, the owner director, then your center is going to become higher quality, which means you're not going to lose the children, you're not going to lose your staff, and you're going to be able to charge higher prices, which in turn equals more profitability, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
And I wasn't able to, I mean, I was also going into classrooms, training the staff, and
Yeah.
um, then I was also leaving, going to school. So, in all reality, by hiring an assistant director, making sure that the teachers are clocking out when ratios are
Yeah.
down, or, so it's saving me money essentially.
Yes. Yeah. In the long run, just helping you with those tactical things that you don't have time to do, it will absolutely save you money. And the other thing we need to remember is sometimes saving our sanity is worth it. And I know that's something I tell you a lot, is you're one person, Heather. You can only do.
Yes.
That's one of those things, like you're trying to build a center, go to school, run a center, you're expanding one program, just you're just one person. So reminding you, and when you are in the fishbowl, like you right now, you're in your life's fishbowl, it's hard to see. But having somebody from the outside looking in, and I can see like, oh boy, she's doing way too much. We got to pull her back a little bit. When you're in it, you don't always see it like that, right? So having someone to come over you and to say, let's pull back a little bit. It's too much. It can be really, really impactful as well.
Right. Before I had met with you, I never even thought about hiring an assistant director. I'm like, we're small. I have to do this all. I can't,
Yeah.
I can't do that.
Right. Yeah. Yes. And I'm sure your family likes you having an assistant too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. It is really, it's amazing. I know sometimes it seems counterproductive, but sometimes we do actually need to just step up like that in order to make the extra money. So do you have any last thoughts you would like to leave those people who might be on the fence? If they're not sure about joining my membership, what would you like to say to them?
So one of my biggest fears when I joined was, is this worth the money, or I am so small, can I afford this extra expense? And by joining your coaching, or I didn't join the coaching team, but by you guys having you as a coach, I've been able to find a new building and know that I can do that, and there's resources out there that can help me. By hiring the assistant director, I was able to cut costs other places where I didn't think, and I wouldn't have known that,
Right.
prior to you.
Yeah.
I mean, even documentation that I have gotten from being a part of the group, the under the guide tab, and videos have been so helpful. Not only for me, but for my staff as well. Like I said, since I've joined your group and it's only been 2.5 months, I have noticed a change in my staff and what my staff are implementing at my center. That even parents are noticing. They'll come in and be like, wow, I'm seeing a change in your center. It seems so positive, and
Wow, that's
and it's something, yeah, and something that we didn't notice. Like, oh well, when people were coming in, what kind of vibe were they getting? Because now we're getting a comment where parents are seeing the change, and about seeing a change in their kids, even happier and stuff like that.
right. Right. And that is, yeah, just priceless when it just starts trickling. And it's funny how it starts at the top from you as the leader. The change in you and the information you're getting just trickles down. Just it's almost like an org chart. The organizational chart is like a tree, right? Your staff is down below, and it just trickles down to everybody. So it is really nice. Well, thank you so much, Heather, for taking the time out of your day. And I know I'll see you later today. I'm excited about touring your 2 options for expansion today. So
Yes, me too.
I'll see you later. Bye.
All right, bye.
So I love working with her. I love it when my local clients, it's really nice. She's only about 45 minutes away from me. So I actually get to drive down and see her. It's always fun to get to work with clients. So I do have one more client that's going to be coming on to let you know about her experience. Where Heather is in an actual childcare facility, Kimberly, who's coming on, is actually a home provider. That is one of my clients. So I am going to bring you on, Kim, and then I think you're muted. So if you want to unmute.
Hi.
Hello. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we are talking to people out there who might be on the fence about joining my membership, who might be thinking about it, but just not sure if they want to become a member. So can you talk to them and let them know a little bit about your experience with working with me?
Yes. So I think we started working over the summer. And I am fortunate to live a little close to you. I mean, I'm like 2.5 hours away. So it's been great for me. I am a home provider. I've been doing it for a long time, but I started in another county, which we were governed kind of by the county. And so we just didn't have a lot of requirements. I mean, we had requirements, but they didn't go deep into like the ECE. We had to do curriculum and we had to do these things, but we never had to present it. It was just, did you do it? Is it done? Is it ready?
Right.
It was more, I felt, honestly, when I was there, it was more just babysitting. We just did what we did and we kept the kids safe. And when I moved to the county I'm in now, we're governed by the state, and they are a lot more strict with a lot of the things that we have to provide. And one of the times I started really diving into the childcare business, the page that we are able to be a member of was when in this July, when I got COVID. And I was closed for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden, you know, we had to let the state know, and went through all of that. They wanted me to create a pandemic policy and a pandemic plan, and I didn't even know where to start. We'd never had that experience before, obviously. And so I was able to jump into the website and go to the guides, and you had it all done. And I literally did not have to reinvent the wheel. I was able to go in and change a couple things because I am a home provider, which makes some of our characteristics or dynamics different, but literally had to barely change a few things in the template, and I was able to submit it, and it was wonderful. They loved it. And I think that's the things that I've gotten out of it, is because I am a home provider. A lot of times I feel like I'm here all by myself. I am in a rural place in Nevada, and there are actually only 2 of us that are licensed, which she's another client of Evelyn's. And that was wonderful for both of us because we were each other's resource. Like if we had an issue with a parent or an employee, we would call each other. And then sometimes we were like, I don't know what to do. What's the right answer? And so we were able to now have Evelyn as our resource, and her team, because we're out here in the middle of nowhere with just us. And I think one of the biggest things too is trying to bring the value of early childhood to our area. It's not very well, I guess it wasn't really well received. You know, we're charging these fees and we have these policies, and what do you mean I can't just drop off my child anytime and I don't have to show shot records, or you can't just give them medicine when I want you to? And so there was a lot of things that we've had to do to bring value up in what we do, and to show our parents and our families that we're not just babysitters. And I, again, was fortunate enough to have Evelyn and Brandy come by and see my place, and give me some advice and some tips on, you know, we were at the time, we had our furniture all up against the walls because we just didn't know that it was okay to pull them out. And so that was one of the first things they suggested. And we did, while I was down with COVID, because I think you guys came a couple weeks before I got sick. And so I spent my 3 weeks of being closed, revamping the room, and moving things. And now we have centers, and we are able to it just flows a little better. I mean, we still have the crazy chaos with the kids sometimes because we have such a mixed age group, but it's been so nice whenever because just within the last year, I started having employees. It's always just been me and my substitute. And she's been with me for years and years and years. So she just knows what we do. But to actually have employees and have to do training, and that's hard because, as I've expressed to Evelyn, we're in a home environment. So we're really close with our employees. And so sometimes it's hard to tell them, you're not doing this correctly, or we need to change this, or just training them. And so I'm able to get on the website, and literally anything that I need is in there. And anytime I've needed to reach out, she's been there. She's answered my questions. And sometimes it is just the validation, like, am I making the right decision? My most recent issue, I think, was when I had an employee that just was not fitting in. And I didn't want to fire her. I felt horrible. It was like, we're a small town. Like, I'm going to see her everywhere. I know her family. And you were able to give me some tips on how to transition her out. that I didn't even think of. And it worked perfectly. And she moved on to a new job. And now I see her out in public. I just saw her on Saturday, and it wasn't awkward. It didn't make me feel bad. And we just recently hired a new employee. Both of my employees now are in the early childhood field, which was not really something that I noticed the difference in of just hiring someone. And I know everyone is trainable and we can get them in without any experience, which Evelyn has taught me, and train them, how we want them. But just being able to get new employees in and really finding what I want from an employee. Yeah. And then being able to share with them, because, we just do things in home care. We have our day, we have our routine, and you just follow me and you figure it out. But it's not always the way that it works. So it's been nice to have these guides and the videos that I can go in. I needed to show an employee how to interact with children. And I was able to just pull up the video and she was able to watch it, and we talked about it, and it really helped.
Yes. Yeah.
And I have considered another thing that Evelyn has been such a gem. I'm have this crazy thought of maybe expanding, and she's just been a wonderful resource because it is different in a home environment and in a center. And so she's been very transparent and given me her feedback, shared everything that she has done, has learned, how she operates. Everything is done. So if I did want to open my center, everything's there for me, and that pressure off of me, because I'm run a full-time business in my home. I'm a full-time student, getting my bachelor's in early childhood, and I am a full-time solo parent. So I have a lot, and honestly, the last thing I want to do is sit down and create documents and job descriptions. And so it's all there. It's all done.
Yes, it's done. And I am a creator. I love actually doing it, which a lot of people don't. I love creating new things. And so I can, and like you were talking about the COVID policy, that is something every time I create something new, it is available to all of my clients. And so whenever we're experiencing anything like when the COVID crisis came through, we all needed we had to have a guide. And I believe hugely we have to have a guideline in order for us to lead our staff for everything, right? So before the COVID guidelines were required, I created the one that you're referring to, my policies for how are we going to deal with COVID from both the parent's perspective and the teacher's perspective and management perspective for ourselves. Well, ironically, the state of Nevada liked it so much that they started giving out to centers. They were just like, this is perfect. This is when it became mandatory for us to have it. They actually used mine as the template because it already was done and it had everything covered.
And I didn't even know until I got COVID and was, in touch with my state worker. I didn't know that it was mandatory. And it was kind of like, you need to have this before you reopen. And it just sent me into a panic of, how do I create this? Where do I even go? And before I even thought about going into the guides, I was Googling things, and nothing pertained to us. It was all for big corporations, and there was nothing that related to home care or to a child care center, because it was not something that we've ever really experienced. So
right, and that's where I do create. I mean, that is what I am a creator, and everything I create goes to all of my clients. And that's where why waste your time? Your time is valuable, right? On creating new hire trainings, creating employee policies and procedures, all of that stuff, or even. If you look at my incident reports probably look like nothing you've ever seen before because I use them in a way to guide and train my staff, right? So those are all provided for my clients. And like you were saying, the transition to a center, everything is there that you're going to need to be a successful child care center owner. It's all there, already created for you and available to all my clients.
And I think that one of the biggest things that have been an asset to me is the employee training. Because you have everything in there that I wanted to say, but I didn't know how to say it to them, like how I want them to talk to the children. I can say what I say, but they don't necessarily, they don't hear it, or they just didn't catch it. And so it is in writing, and it's like, take this and read this, the first half of the packet. And it's just so helpful. It's so helpful.
Yeah, and just to explain for you guys out there watching, so basically the way my new hire training goes is we do have the policy and procedure manual, and it is detailed to the point that it says, this is how we want you talking to children. This is exactly what I want to see you engaging in, right? Using vocabulary words. But I know nobody's going to read that. So we also have a packet that goes with it that guides each employee every day for 30 days. They have to do a different daily plan that takes them through that policy and procedure book. And it asks them questions, and it makes them kind of role play, explain what they're learning, explain. And then at the end of the week, the director or owners, you guys have a sheet that the employee will never see, but it's a guided sheet that helps you counsel them through that new hire training, right? And so basically you're going to take the packet that they filled out throughout that week. You're going to go through it, make sure they really understood what they were talking about, understood what they were doing, and then you're going to counsel them on it. And actually it's a 6-month long process that I have just to keep you accountable to make sure you're really properly onboarding your staff. So that's just one thing I have in there, and just an example, but I think that seems to be the most impactful. And I do tell everybody when they start my trainings, your entire staff is going to have to go through the new hire training, because they are the ones who are going to be training your new staff members, not you. So it also helps to kind of eliminate those bad habits, which you did, right? You actually had your current staff go through it, not just the new hires, right? Your staff.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I have one that just left, but she went through it and had already been with me for, I think, probably 7 months when I started working with you, and then was like, oh, you're going to do this too.
Yeah. And it really does work. It is nice. I love it. It was one of the best moves I did for my own center. It takes that just feeling like you're running in circles with staff who don't know what they're doing, who are just, I think even as I tour centers, one of the things I see that I think I hate the most is when they're just leaning up against a counter or a wall, just watching. And they're just not engaging. They're not talking. And because engaging with the children is how children learn. So if you want that quality program, you want to see constant, nonstop engagement, including on the playground, right? Playground time is not break time. So, and my employee policies and procedures literally says that. Nap time is not break time. Playground time is not break time. This is the work I expect you to be doing during those times. But again, if we don't set out our expectations, we really can't expect that of our employees. They don't know what to do, then it's on us as leaders, not them. So one last thought, Kimberly, if somebody's still on the fence about joining my membership, what would you say to them?
Do it. I feel like there's just so many things that I come across that I need just in a moment, or a question that I have, or something I need. I would say a lot of my stuff is probably with staff. And so and it's such a hard thing for me to just say, this isn't the way you're doing it, or this is the way I want it done. And sometimes I don't know how to say it. Yes. To not come off as cranky or, controlling, because I do have control issues. This is part of why I do what I do. I want kids taken care of appropriately. So to be able to just have that resource at my fingertips it's amazing to me. This job is stressful. It's a lot when I have it in my home. It's all consuming a lot of times. And so when I can just go to the website or message someone in the team or text or schedule a phone call, it makes it so much easier for me. Our jobs are not easy at all, ever. Right. What we do is hard. And so I was the same way. Can I afford this? I'm a little business. I'm a single mom. And when I sat down and looked at it, it was absolutely my peace of mind, the support that I get, the trainings that are available, they are worth every penny that I spend. And just knowing that I'm not alone. There's someone who's been through this. Again, not rewriting the wheel, reinventing the wheel. Everything that I need is there. And I have just gone through it. Sometimes it's hard for me to get on the trainings that are live. Sometimes I can catch a little bit just because we're busy.
Yes.
I'm busy and we're small, and somebody always needs something, but I can go back and rewatch them.
Yes.
I can lay in bed on my phone at night and go through and be like, oh yeah, I need that. Or I didn't know I needed that information, but that's great. I'm glad that I watched this. And so everything is in there. It's at my fingertips anytime I need it. All of the your assistants are available. So it's amazing. It's really changed my mindset on my business. It's made me step it up a little bit more professional, even though I thought I already was. There's just been so many ideas and resources that have helped me. And I will keep using you. You're not getting rid of me.
Well, thank you. I'm glad.
I know that the other licensed provider that is in my community, she's not on, but I know that everything I say, I can speak for her, and she mutually agrees that Evelyn has just been a lifesaver for us and our businesses, and the support that we've received, because it's lonely out here.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, it's lonely anyway. But on top of that, there's only 2 of you in a rural town in the middle of Nevada, hours away from the next big town. It does, yeah. It does kind of make you feel like you're an island sometimes. So, well, thank you so much, Kimberly, for taking the time out today. I know you're busy, so I really, really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely, I was happy to be here. So have a great day.
You too. Thank you. Bye. Oh, sorry, Kimberly, I cut her off a little soon. I was a little happy with that button. So again, you guys, if you're still on the fence or if you're ready to make that commitment, let your concierge know. Again, the price is about to go up. We're going, the value for $297 of what you get is so much more. When I was talking, it's twice happened to me in the last week, telling people about how much I charge and what it looks like on an annual basis. And both of them were just shocked. They were just like, are you kidding? That's all you're charging. People are basically getting an entire childcare business kit. And this is all you charge, really. So it kind of opened my eyes a little bit to like, maybe I should have raised my prices sooner. But again, it's only $297 a month. If you decide to pay for the year in advance, and we've had a few people take us up on this offer, we are deducting 15% right now. So if you decide to pay for the entire year instead of doing that $297, you're going to have over a $500 savings. So take advantage of that. As a business coach, I can tell you, anytime you're saving money, we need to kind of change our money mindset a lot of times, right? Where you have to look at how much you're spending on an annual basis at the end of the year. If you can save, think about it. If you can save $500 on different things 10 times in a year, and it might just be sporadic throughout the year, you've just saved $5,000 annually, right? So take advantage of that 15% discount. It is absolutely worth it. And my last thought to you guys, as somebody who I invest in a business coach, I once was on the fence of investing in it. I had to sit back and ask myself at one point, can I afford not to do this investment? I know it costs extra money and you're already scared to spend the money. But if you're really struggling, if your mindset, you just are waking up every morning dreading going to your center, you just don't like being there anymore, I would challenge you to sit back and ask yourself, is this something you really can't afford to do? And do you really see that you are worth it? Your dreams and your aspirations, sometimes we lose track of that. Think back to where you were when you first started your center. Think back to the hope and the life that you had then, right? And the enthusiasm. Last week, I talked to you guys about that decision-making process. When you first start, we're in that unrealistic optimism phase. And then reality starts hitting, right? And some of you guys are in that reality where you're in the unrealistic pessimistic phase, right? Are you going to get past that to the 4th phase and get to success? Because then you get to the reality phase, right? But a lot of times between that unrealistic pessimism and the reality is where people quit. They quit there. But very few people ever make it to that success phase. So if you're going through those 4 phases, right, that I trained you guys, I think it was on Thursday of last week on, what phase are you in? Do you want to get to that last phase of success? Do you believe in yourself, in your dream enough to invest in yourself? If the answer is yes, then get a hold of your concierge right now. Do not wait, because tomorrow the price is going to be $497 instead of $297. So believe in yourself. Remember that dream that you had. Embrace it and stick with it. I hope everybody has found this series useful. I will be seeing you guys next week for Mindset Monday. So have a great rest of your week, everybody. And I really hope to see you guys inside the membership so we can start working together on a more consistent basis. Bye, everybody.